You're looking at their geographical setting. What are the factors that could influence the disease and also better help you understand the kind of treatment to offer? So it's kind of medicine that is personalized. Another aspect of biomedical science you can also explore is health policy analysis, which you can study under public health. There are different other aspects of or career paths in biomedical science. We can't exhaust all of them today. That's not the topic for today. So what are the scholarship opportunities? These are a few schools and government scholarships are found that sponsor full scholarship opportunities in biomedical science. One, I think a number of us in NAGBAMS have explored this area. So they have a lot of labs for biomedical sciences. So here they are looking at your WAEC results, your BSc certificate. So once you cross a particular score, usually I think it's 85. Once you score up to 85, they will give you an opportunity to apply to a particular lab. And once they have the funding, you're good. So most times they can even fund for both the students and the family. Maybe you have a spouse, they give you a full scholarship that will cover both you and your spouse and children and all that. Then there's this one called the Baylor College of Medicine. They have different aspects of the biomedical sciences, ranging from drug development to gene therapy, to target therapy, to microbiology, and a lot of it. And it's usually fully funded. I think their stipend per year is around $36,000 the last time I checked. But they need you to be on a 4.0 at least. So you have to have a very strong 2-1. You have to be exposed to laboratory experiences. You need to have a lot of volunteerism. And sometimes I think they don't even bother you about GRE or IELTS. So it's important we understand the different things that these guys look at so that you can start preparing even as an undergraduate. Then there's another group of scholarship called the Stipendium Hungaricum. It's sponsored by the Hungarian government. It's every year. And then you have the Open Doors Scholarship here in Russia by schools like MIPT, one of the top-notch universities when it comes to biomedical sciences, biotechnology to be precise. There is another school called Scotech. It has almost the same standard with MIT in the US, Harvard, because they have this kind of affiliation with those people. Scotech, you have to apply directly to them. They pay you monthly, a huge amount of money, and also it's very competitive. I mean, the Scotech scholarship, and you also get to do an internship with schools in Germany, some schools in the US for like 3 months. So the name of the school is Scotech. It's here in Russia. Then you have the New Zealand program. There's the Netherlands government scholarship. Friedrich Herbert Stiftung in Germany, and then there's University of Melbourne in Australia. There's a lot of them. There's the AD, the German scholarship. Which other one? There are scholarships in Canada, Australia. These are just a few of them that I know. It's an every year thing. So now, how do you assess this scholarship? What are the things you need? One, you need your transcript. I've always advised some students that I used to know. I tell them the moment you drop your pen and you do your defense, immediately apply for your transcript. There is usually almost in every school a student copy that you can easily get without having to pay so much. It's not an official copy, but you need to have it handy. When a school asks you for your transcript, you can always send that one. Then when you get the admission or when you get a scholarship, they can ask you to send an official copy, which the school can now courier straight to the school. You also need reference letters. Now, a lot of yours, Nigeria, we have powerful and wonderful lecturers. Sometimes we don't even get to build good relationships with them. It's important that you have a good rapport with your lecturers. Very important, because when it comes to the place of reference, you will really need them. And then some schools ask you for test of English language. Currently, some schools in the US and UK no longer require Nigerian students to have these qualifications, that is the test of English language. But even if they do, there's a way to go around it. You can get the proof of English language from your school, from, thank God we're in UNIZIC. So you can go to the dean and request for a proof of English language. When you're done, they will give you an official letter that states that all your studies were done in English. Most times, schools will accept that one. And then you need GRE, especially for schools in the US, and then you need an admission from a foreign university. So it's not too late to start sourcing out for schools, to start looking out for schools that you can meet their requirements and have a high acceptability rate. Also, you need to be aware of the deadline, and you need to have a strong presence on social media, internet. When I mean social media, I don't just mean Facebook and Instagram. These days, a lot goes on LinkedIn. Now, there's something that happens on LinkedIn. When you go on LinkedIn, you see a lot of people sharing their testimonies, sharing their scholarship testimonies, how they got scholarship and all of that. It can boost you to know that, okay, hey, if this guy from Ondo State is getting this, it means that I get it too. So you can go on LinkedIn and look at how people did their own. You can even ask them to guide you on how to get a particular school. You also need a strong curriculum vitae. I understand undergraduates, some undergraduates, you don't have much work experience, but there are a number of things you can do, which I'll share with us at the end of this presentation. Then you also need work experience. I know it's not a lot as an undergraduate, but there are things you need, volunteering opportunities. You also need academic publications and awards. Now, in final year, a lot of us did our project. We're not even serious personally. For me, it was just to do project and leave school. But growing up, getting out and looking for opportunities, I discovered that it's very, very important that you publish your work, no matter how little it is. There are a lot of online platforms that you don't even need to pay so much in order to publish your work. It would help you in the future. If you want to go for a PhD, one thing they would always look out for is how many publications do you have? And if as an undergraduate or someone who just left the university, you have at least one or two, it gives you an upper arm when you're applying for masters and you're looking out for scholarship opportunities. And they see that, okay, this guy has 2 publications and his work is read by a lot of people. It would help you. I mean, it would go a long way. Having said that, I want to show us, another thing we need to also prepare is how to write a very strong personal statement. Now, I want to show us an award-winning personal statement by one of us here in NAGBAM. I have a lot of them, but time wouldn't permit to share all that I have. Now, I'll just read this one out. This guy is applied for biotechnology in about 3 different schools, and I think he got the 3 of them, one in the UK and in 2 other places. Now, this is a copy of his personal statement, a motivation letter. What motivation letter means is, what is your drive? Why do you want us to fund your scholarship, or why do you want to do a master's in this course? So that's what they call motivation letter, or personal statement, or statement of purpose. You have a lot of names for it. So he was writing and he was applying for biotechnology in the UK. And I'll just read it very fast. So I write to apply. Now I want you to see how he brings all of his experience through the university stage and what he learned and how it helped to shape his drive, why he wants a master's in biotechnology. Now, I write to apply for the master's in biotechnology at the Cranfield, United Kingdom. While I was an undergraduate at this university, there was a popular notion that my course of study, he did microbiology, is a liability to national growth and development in Nigeria. Now, truth be told, microbiology as a science and its practice has not had any significant impact on national GDP and individual per capita income respectively. However, when I was in 300 level, I was introduced to the principles of microbial biotechnology and how they could deploy to solve the challenges of the 21st century. Now he's bringing the SDG goals into his personal statement. Now, proven applications with great socioeconomic importance were found in the agricultural, health, manufacturing, and energy factors. Beautiful applications such as land and water reclamation from oil spillage, biosurfactant in oil recovery, biogas generators, harnessing electric energy from waste, production of drugs and vaccines, amongst others. Although most of these applications were success stories from developed nations, and I wish to make the case of my country. Now, I decided to join whatever the doctor was, Center for Biocomputing and Drug Development. Like I mentioned, you need a lab experience. If you want to go into biomedical science, you need to look for a lab, even if it is just only staining they are doing, histological staining that they do in that lab. Go and know it, learn it. It will help you. While I was doing my PhD interview, I think 1 month back, or was it 3 weeks ago, one of the things that helped was they asked if I had experience with biology, histological staining. And I was like, yeah, I did that in my undergraduate years. So you see that histology practicals you guys do for anatomy students and physiological students, the biochemistry practicals you do in biochemistry lab, those things will help you. Don't just know it for the sake of, getting an A or just let me just do this and pass this course. No, the lecturers who are teaching you might just be doing it just because they want to do the work. But for you, that's a future. It will help you along the line. Now, the guy shared his experience. My experience in this lab has sharpened my skills in bioinformatics and molecular biology. I know that studying at Nottingham will equip me for the successful importation of cutting-edge skills to Nigeria to pioneer the development of disruptive technologies targeted towards national development. Now, the resulting qualification will make me qualified for a PhD in diverse biotechnological applications of microorganisms such as drug discovery and biomaterial science. It will also make me exposed to standard protocols, legal compliances, standard collaborations, and a few historical perspectives on how some giant biotechnological feats were achieved. Bigger than this, I don't think I'll be the only one to benefit from this scholarship. I have a bigger picture of a working biotechnology firm, which will be at the forefront of biotechnology in Nigeria, thereby improving GDP and attracting international attention. Likewise, the company will incubate innovative young artists in art and practice of solution-oriented science. Excuse me. So now he wrote around what they were looking for. So in writing a personal statement, you need to look at their interest. The school or whoever is giving the scholarship might be interested in SDG goals. They might be interested in the girl child, whatever it is they are interested in. Look for a story in your own personal life that suits that requirement and then write around it. Have to be fast. Let me see. Now, before you even get to a point where you graduate from the university to start looking for scholarship opportunities, what are the things you need to do? One, you need to ask yourself, 3 years from now, would I have all it would take to secure a scholarship? Am I preparing myself for a career in biomedical science? Why do I need a fully funded scholarship? You need to be able to ask these questions. And then I listened to one of the last speakers mention mentorship, very important. You need mentorship. You need to be able to, you need to explore what are the opportunities out there. There's a lot that you can do with your anatomy. There's a lot you can do with your physiology, biochemistry. There's a lot. I mean, there's a whole lot. Now, you need to get laboratory experiences. You need to look out for networking, network with students from other countries, look out for professors from other places, follow them on LinkedIn. Almost everybody that is doing something serious is on LinkedIn. And then you need a good CGPA. Don't subscribe to, I'm just here to just finish and let me just get
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
School is not scam. There's a lot you can. Also, you need to study. Yeah, very important. Okay, so I think that brings me to.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me before you move to the next slide?
So, yeah, any questions?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, most of those slides that you shared with us are not really clear at all from everyone just checked through now. So I don't know how we're going to do that. Maybe we share it later. Do you get what I'm saying, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we can just move to questions since we are going to share the slide on the mail. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so yeah, any questions? I am open for your questions. Sorry, I didn't even know the slides were not showing. It's actually clear. I don't know what happened. I will send to the bell. You can share with everyone. Okay, yeah. Any questions, you can drop them on the chat box. I will look at it and answer.
So thank you so much, Mr. Xavier. So if you have any question, please kindly drop them on the chat box. Let's quickly address them so that we can move on to the last speaker for today. Before we talk about CMSBAV, then we call it a day. Okay, so as we are waiting for you to drop your questions over here, Mr. Xavier did not really have much time at hand. So I would love us to ask your question now, so that if you have any question about the scholarship, everything that I have discussed with us, you have the floor. It's open for you. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Xavier. I think if there is any question, we will get to you and we will drop it on the page that everybody is. So, okay, so let's quickly move on to the second speaker. So can we just say thank you to Mr. Xavier? You can just do that on your chat box for giving us this. Okay, Tobechuku, sorry, we have somebody raising up his hand. Tobechuku, can you quickly ask your question before we draw the curtain here? Tobechuku,
okay,
you have the floor.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Mr. Xavier, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm really grateful for this especially Brother Xavier's session. Thank you for the disclosures and the things that we were able to know. So my question is, you were mentioning something about students studying, not despising their academics and taking their academics serious and studying properly. So my question is, for those guys now in their final years, or those that are alumni already, who maybe due to one situation or another, they were not able to scale up their academic performance. So the question now is there any hope for assessing scholarship? The truth is, in my own opinion, I don't know if I'm correct or wrong, but the major part of the exposures we get, especially clinical exposures we get in biomedical sciences, are not usually obtainable here in the country. So most of the time, to get advanced education, we have to seek them outside the country. So for those people now that maybe for one reason or another, they were not able to meet up with the academic requirements. So what are their hope? How do they go about it?
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, sir.
All right. So I know of a guy. I attended his a section he had one time. The founder of Utiva in Lagos, and he was talking about how he got the Chevening scholarship, and there he told us he graduated with a third class. He graduated from a physiology, University of Ilorin. It was a physiology and anatomy. I think a lot of us here will know the guy, Utiva.
Yes, sir.
What's his name? Tabel, what was the guy's name? Do you remember his name?
Eyitayo Gumola.
Yeah, Eyitayo.
Eyitayo Gumola.
Yes. Eyitayo finished with the third class and he still got Chevening scholarship. So if someone with third class can get Chevening, I don't see any limitation. Now, if you left, you're in final year and already the CGPA is messed up. It's all up to you. There are a lot of online courses. There's a lot of opportunities out there. You just have to look for them. I didn't come out with a 2-1. I had something almost close to a 2-1, but I didn't fold my hands either and say, okay, because I didn't come out with a 2-1, my own is done. I'm proud to say that thus far God has helped. And also you don't sit down and, you just cry over the fact that you didn't have a strong 2-1 or you didn't have no. By September, I'll be studying a PhD and it's going to be in precision medicine. It's going to be in precision medicine, something, that I've always wanted, but also I can also reject, so it's all up to you. The work is left for you. Even those who came out with first class, there's a lot of people who have first class because they don't have a foresight and they think that it all ends with having a first class. They are almost nowhere. You have to take the bull by the horn. You have to do a lot of online courses. You have to attend conferences. You have to attend seminars. These are things that matter outside. You need to look out for opportunities to volunteer. No matter how little the place is, start somewhere. So that is how you make up. The scholarships I got, my certificate, my grade, my undergraduate grade was just 10 marks out of the 100 marks. So the remaining 100 or the remaining 90 marks were online courses, about 15 marks, volunteering opportunities, the ability for you to know what you want and write a strong motivation statement, motivation letter. So graduating with a good grade is just one of it. There's a lot of schools that don't just look out for. In fact, schools in Europe, Asia, a lot of them depend on the ability to pass their exams. When they give you an exam to write for the scholarship, whatever your grade is what they judge you based on. I even know schools in Russia here that even if you've not graduated from university, you can show that, okay, I finished 200 level, 300 level, and you have that transcript, you can still get a scholarship with that. So I don't think being in final year and not having a good grade is enough for you to, fold your arms and say, okay, it's done for me. No, you have to do the rest. And let me also, even those that are doing well already in school, I also need to let you know that the lecturer who is teaching you does not have what it takes for you to succeed in life. If not, everybody who went to a university, all things being equal, should succeed. The work is for you. The lecturer can only tell you what they know and what they can only give you what they have. The rest is left for you to do. You can't wait for someone to feed you. You have to do a lot of work on your own. So that's my input on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I believe that
Thank you very much, really appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay, so I see someone is asking questions about schools.
Okay, so the last question, Mr.
Yeah,
okay,
so
thank you.
you can, yeah. There's a lot of schools actually. I might not have the names. Those names are German names. You can, maybe I'll give you my number, and then you can share links with you, or maybe I'll send to Debel and then you share with us. I'll put it on the Unizik page. That's not a problem. Is that okay?
Okay, that's
all right.
That's fine. Thank you so much for today. It has been an awesome time with you, sharing that weight of experience with us. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Let us just give Mr. Savior flower. Thank you so much for coming out of your busy schedule. We really do appreciate this as a family. Okay, so we quickly move on to the next speaker, Mr. Maker. I don't know if he's around and is ready for us. Are you with us, Mr. Maker? Can you hear me? I can see you online. If you can hear me. Okay. So as we
Sorry,
wait
I
for
don't know. I'm having trouble
Mr. Maker to
hearing
be
anybody. I don't know if it's just from my end.
okay. We can hear you now. We can hear you. We can hear you now. Okay, you can log in and log in again. Okay, so as we wait for him to log in, and so this conference is Unity conference by God's grace, and is housing most of us from different parts of the country. I know Unilori are here, Uniport, Uniben. So we have different schools joining us, OU2 joining us for this conference. And I'm aware that Unilori did not really have a conference today so that they can be here. Okay, yeah, sorry. I will attend to that, Bro BJ. Yeah. Okay. So please, is the very thing that is crucial here is that this conference is just an eye opener to what we do in CMSBAF. At the end of this second section, I'll be talking to you about CMSBAF, what we do, who we are, and what we expect you to be doing in your conferences in your school. So CMSBAF is not another fellowship, it's a biomedical space for people to learn, build capacity, and grow. And that's why we exist. Okay, so we are going to be having this discussion just immediately after now. Kindly stay with us. We are going to round up everything by 4 by God's grace, as we trust God for the last speaker to quickly share his mind with us. I don't know if Emeka is back online. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I was
Okay, thank you
having
so much.
challenges
You
hearing
have
you
the
before.
floor.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. You have the floor.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Um, I would prefer to take the approach from the that was taken by the person that spoke before Bro Savior came up. Um, I might need you to maybe throw questions and then I respond because I don't have a slide. I don't have a slide, so I think the question and answer approach will work for me. But I'll just give a kind of a prelude so that we would maybe
Okay, that's
direct the
awesome. That's
conversation from
awesome.
there. Oh, all right, all right. So
That's awesome.
I got a prompt from um, our sister Comfort to speak about social media optimization for biomedical scientists. Okay, social media optimization for biomedical scientists. Just a brief introduction. I've not really I've not really delved so much into so much about biomedical science because I mean I'm kind of exploring some other things, yeah. But um, at some point, I had to manage social media page for an organization, and presently I work as a desk officer for digital health at the Federal Ministry of Health. So what I'm saying is, even though I might not be able to speak specifically to biomedical science, but I think the idea still remains the same: social media optimization for whatever it is. But you might just need to bring the topic home and align it with your field of biomedical science, whatever you're doing, probably as an anatomist, biomedical scientist, a biochemist, pharmacologist, whatever it is. You might just apply the same principle and try to align it to what you're doing. So I would just speak generally, social media optimization in general. All right. So um, like I said, I presently am trying to you know uh, maybe progress along the line of digital health because that's like where I'm made to work now. So I'm learning more about it. I'm moving in that field and all of that. But before now, I was already carving a kind of an image of myself in the M&E space, monitoring and evaluation. in the monitoring and evaluation space. And I would say that social media was a very important tool for me. I wanted to build an image of myself as an M&E specialist. Like, it's a journey. I wasn't projecting myself as an M&E specialist yet. It's a journey for me, and I had started on that journey. So I was going on that journey gradually, and I started as an M&E intern. I work in M&E, yeah, monitoring and evaluation. At the Ministry of Health, yeah. But I wanted more, so I kind of applied for this Mastercard Foundation Young Impact Associate program, so that I can intern in M&E and get more knowledge about monitoring and evaluation. So because I had that picture of projecting myself someday as an M&E specialist, I explored social media. Of course, I explored other things, but I'm saying that social media has been a very helpful tool in this journey. So part of what I'll be doing later on might be to share how it has been a helpful tool in my own journey, and hoping that you could leverage on it and see if it's something that could help you in your journey to, becoming a kind of a voice in your own field, or becoming a specialist or whatever it is in your own field, in your own domain. All right. So social media, like we all know, it's when we say social media, what you think of first? You think of WhatsApp, you think of Facebook, you think of Instagram, you think of LinkedIn, you think of Twitter, whatsoever it is that allows you to connect with other humans virtually, count as social media. Whatsoever it is that allows you to, to form a social community. Now, humans are social beings, so you could form that social media, that social community over just about anything. It used to be to go some time ago, some years back, and we metamorphosed. It metamorphosed into something else. So now we have a whole lot of it. So whatever it is, it could even be something like let's say Naira Land. There was a time when we built that social community in Naira Land. Yeah. So, but what we have now, we have Twitter. Those are like the popular one. Yeah. So first of all, before jumping right on social media apps, because I mean, social media applications is just one thing. What you want to do, you want to optimize that tool to project yourself out there as something and build a career for yourself. Social media is just a tool. It's just, I mean, there are so many tools like that out there. Oh. Okay, sorry about it. I think the power just went off, but I'll continue. All right. So as much as, like I said, there are many tools out there, the tool to use, what social media tool to use, what app to use is not like the first consideration when seeking to optimize social media for career growth or development. What tool to use is not your first consideration. You need to understand what your first consideration should be about who you are as a person and what you want to project about yourself. First, it should be about you. Who you are as a person, what do you want to project about yourself? People actually project an image of themselves online that may not necessarily be who they are in person. I mean, if you use social media, you know that there's someone spoke. I was reading stories on my news feed, and then someone said something about there's this musician that sometimes he trends on Twitter and Instagram and all of that. His name is Zlatan. So someone saw him in suit, celebrating with his son on his birthday, and they're like, this guy that used to make children dance waywardly on the street. So he could be this comely, he could look so good in suit. So what people don't understand is that there's an image of himself he's projecting online. So the question is, what image of yourself do you want to put out there on social media? Social media is a tool. That image of yourself you're going to project out there is going to represent you on whatsoever app. It could be this the same. It just has to be the same person that you are on Twitter will be the same person you are on Instagram or whatever tool you eventually decide to use. But you need to understand that it doesn't necessarily represent who you are offline. So you must make efforts to project an image of yourself that you want to instill in people's consciousness online, right? So that's like the very first step. The very first step, like I said, is about what image of yourself do you want to project out there. That's the very first thing. You want people to think of you as an influencer. You want people to think of you as a scientist. You want people to think of you as let me say, someone who is big on community development. It could be just about anything. So that's like the first thing. Now, the second thing to consider is, what are you offering? So we've considered the image, your personal image, the image of you want to project out there, and that will determine how you're going to build your profile, right? So the second thing you'll be checking is, so what am I offering? What's the product I'm offering? The product you're offering could be your skill. The product you're offering could be knowledge. The product you're offering could be a tangible product. When I say tangible product, it could be a course, like you developed a course. Now, when I say you developed a course, it's not something far-fetched. I've heard of stories of people who know how to do, they have an idea of something, they know it so well, but because they've been maybe too lazy, or will I say they are not so good at creating a course out of it, they just take that thing they know, put it on probably a chat tool, a GPT tool, like maybe Chat GPT or whatever GPT tool you have there, and it creates a course for them. They take it and sell it off as their own course. So that's like a product, right? So you found the person you want to project. That's like the first thing we discussed. Then the second thing we are discussing is the product. What are you giving? What are you selling to the audience? You want to build followers. You want to have an audience. You want people to listen to you. What is the product? What are you offering? Yeah. So what are you offering? That's like the second thing to consider. For some people, they are offering physical products. Like I said, I mentioned courses. Like you sell courses and all of that. That's like the first thing I mentioned, but that's not the only thing. Some people offer consultancy as a service. Some people offer their skill. They could maybe build a software. They could they could do a lot of things. They are just about many things you could offer as a product. For some people, the products they are offering may not exist online. They are just offering the product for the product to be known online, but the product does not necessarily have to exist online. If you know about Barinada Legal, her name is Barinada, but her what she's known as online is Barinada Legal, BL. So you could search her on Facebook. So she's offering, she's a lawyer, a startup lawyer. So she offers consultancy and so many other services to startups. So she deals strictly with majorly, not only startups, but she deals majorly with startups. So what she's offering is that consultancy, but at the same time, she sells courses to startups so that you could be able to maybe tie up all the loose ends in terms of the legal aspect of your startup company. So that's part of what she's offering. But she have other things she's offering offline. So she could offer other legal services offline, probably take up your case and represent you in courts and all of that. So those are, but she has a product she's putting out there, right? So you have considered your person, and you've considered the product. Now, the next thing to consider is the marketplace. Like I said before, social media is a marketplace. Now, you have a product. You are the person. You have to bring that product to the market. A lot of us are not known in what we do, even though we are doing great work where we are. But you will discover that people who do not know as much as we do, people who are not as, let's say, as skilled as we are, they get most of the gigs, and they may not have a fantastic product, but they've been able to create more visibility because they took that product to the marketplace. They didn't just maybe stay and hope that people will find them and look for them. Yeah, people will find you. Nations shall come to your rising. I believe you, bro. But you have to take the product to a marketplace. Now, social media is one of such marketplaces. You have a lot of people on the street of social media. You have, and women as you'll find more women patronizing that kind of store. So you see, different markets have different kind of people that come there to shop or do whatever. So when you go on LinkedIn, there are certain kind of people that prefers to use that marketplace. When you go on Twitter, there are certain kind of people that are involved in certain kind of conversation that prefers to use that marketplace. Now, the same applies for Facebook. The same applies for um, for Instagram and the rest of it. Now, I know we're all, we all have biomedical science background, anatomy, physiology. So when I bring up the issue of marketplace, social media as a marketplace, your mind is going to LinkedIn and Twitter first, because I mean, we're all intelligent people. We like to have intelligent conversation. And there's this subtle agreement that you can only have an intelligent conversation on LinkedIn and Twitter. Now, that is true. That is true. But that doesn't mean there is nothing you couldn't make something good out of Instagram as well. Now, I'm bringing this up for you too, so that you don't write off Instagram completely as a marketplace. So it depends on the product you're offering. Now, because of this, having said this, I'm going to bring up examples. Now, these examples I'm bringing are examples of people who have thrived with social media from a biomedical science background. Like, they have a biomedical science background, but they have thrived using social media, and they are my classmates. They are not far-fetched. These are people I studied anatomy with, so they're not far-fetched. So I mean, I have some of I have my classmate on this call, so he can confirm with me, right? So I'm saying that social media have helped them thrive, even with their biomedical science background. So one of them is Joy. I mean, we used to know Joy. She went for service. Her name is Joy Emma. So you could look for her on LinkedIn. Her name is Joy Emma. She's a public health writer. So she started by doing freelance writing. So she offered freelance writing on freelancer.com. She was getting a lot of gigs and it was working well for her. She upped her game. She went to Upwork, and then Upwork is also another platform where people make money from freelance writing. So she put up her A game and she was able to get a lot of nice gigs. Then she started doing cold emailing so that she could stick to, because one thing about freelancing, you keep jumping from one client to another client, writing for them. So when she upped her game to cold emailing, she was able to get some companies that kept her to write for them as a freelance writer. So, but the point I'm bringing is that because of the nature of the product she has, she built her, she took it to a marketplace called LinkedIn. So she didn't take it to Facebook because the kind of people that will buy her market are not on Facebook. Like I said, she's a public health writer. So she was able to build her profile. Remember, I said the first thing is the person you want to put out there. So she built her profile on LinkedIn as a public health writer. So after this call, you could go and look for her LinkedIn profile, Joy M, a public health writer. So she carved a niche for herself. Oh, I'm a public health writer. I want people to know me as this, a public health writer. So she projected it out there, and people now know her. She studied anatomy. Like, I'm talking of people that we all studied together. So now that's her own. That's what works for her. I have another classmate, studied anatomy, who is thriving online too. Ayodele Cassandra. She built hers on Instagram. Now, she has a flair for cooking. She loves to cook. She loves to make delicious meals and all of that. And she's social media savvy. So, but what she did is that she applied her knowledge of anatomy that helped her to understand how the human body works to teach people how to eat healthy and to make nutritious meals. So she's now integrating her background as an anatomist into her flair for cooking and all of that. So, but she built hers on Instagram and it's working for her. So you see, the kind of product was what determined the marketplace she took it to, right? And the kind of person, because she wanted to be this kind of person that, you know, dance and attract more audience by selling your craft through dance and you know, singing and skits and all of that. She wanted to use that as a means to attract more audience, and then she would sell her major product, which is helping people to live a healthy life and make healthy choices and, you know, eat nutritious meals and all of that with her knowledge as her background in anatomy. So Instagram works for her, and I mean, that's the marketplace she chose. So having identified your product, you identify the kind of people you that will be interested in this product and where to find them. Some can be found on that Instagram, like I mentioned, some can be found on Twitter, some can be found on LinkedIn. Yeah, so if you're like probably a programmer and you're looking for your next gig and all of that, you already know where you would most likely be noticed and all of that. So of course, if you connect with people like you on Twitter, you will be noticed. Yeah, so that's just an example. So when you're able to connect the person, the product, and the marketplace, you begin to build visibility. So I can just maybe give you one or two tips on how others have built visibility. Now, when I'm saying others, I'm referring to other biomedical scientists because I'm not bringing an example of people that are far-fetched. I'm referring to other biomedical of them. So how do you stand out? How do you become different? That the algorithm, because you can't cheat the algorithm, bribe the algorithm, and except probably if you want to do paid promotion. Well, if that works for you, if you have the money, fine. That's when you can maybe use the algorithm to your advantage. But all things being equal, the computer ranks, you know, people according to things they have done on their profile. So if you're able to optimize your profile perfectly, you are more likely to rank high. I've been able to, you know, when you use LinkedIn, you will see how many people searched for you and found you. Someone did something. I was able to, you know, go back to my profile and just adjust it a bit. I already said I'm not there yet, so I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. But I did something on my profile and I discovered that recently I've been appearing in so many searches than I used to before. And the kind of people that, you know, who have been running those kind of search are, for instance, somebody who works in MasterCard Foundation ran a search for a particular skill, and I kind of appeared in that search. I'm not seeking for employment. I'm not seeking, but if I was seeking for employment, it would have been a positive thing for me that I at least I'm able to rank in search when people search for those skill, which I had. You know, I've been able to build that skill over time. All right. So your skill is already your product, but you will not rank high in the search if you don't optimize your profile. So go back to your profile, go and optimize it. Put if you need help writing your about page, there's something in LinkedIn. There's what they say about when they say about you. You could just pick things, say all the things you write them, all the things you know about you. You have a BSc in anatomy. You volunteered for SimesBath. You volunteered as a communications manager. Oh, I saw the wonderful message from Comfort Balogu. So at the end of the message, she wrote communications manager. SimesBath. That's like, man, that's huge. So if you put such on LinkedIn, you just put it out there, and then when there's a search for communications manager, she's able to rank high, something like that. So if you're not sure how to write about yourself, to write a short profile about yourself for the purpose of LinkedIn, you could maybe feed it into a GPT tool, like I said, a chat GPT or Bard or any of those GPT tools. Put it there and prompt it well. Tell it about yourself and tell it to write a short profile for use on LinkedIn. It will rewrite it and help you craft it better. Then copy it and go and paste it on your LinkedIn profile. So it will craft it better, but you need to tell it about yourself. I mean, it's not spiritual, so it won't know about you except you tell it. So tell it, maybe open your chat GPT tool and tell it, oh, I have this, I did this, I am this, I am that. So write a short LinkedIn profile for me using the above information or the following information, depending on how you structure it. So copy it and paste it on your LinkedIn profile, and perfect. You are getting somewhere, at least. At least you're getting somewhere. All right. So I don't have so much time, so let me run away from profile. Just work on your profile. Let me not say much about that. Then the next thing to do is you have to, now, this one I'm about to mention, if you can, please do it. I just started doing it, and it's something that have been helping me. Write blogs on your specific field. You've decided to a particular field, write blogs about it. Now, the secret is this: when you write blogs about a particular field, when people search for experts in that field, you are most likely to rank high in it. I told you that I was already crafting an image of myself I was already trying to build a career for myself in monitoring and evaluation before I added digital health to it. So I used to write, I'm like I said before, I'm involved in a program, the Mastercard Foundation Young Impact Associate Program. It offers training in M&E, monitoring and evaluation. So I've been taking trainings in monitoring and evaluation. So part of what they make us do in that training is to write blog, right? So we write blogs, and they help us, post those blogs. The thing is, they want to help us so that we can reference that blog when we want to prove our expertise, when we need to prove to people that, oh, we are an expert, a specialist in monitoring and evaluation. We can reference those blogs and say, oh, I was able to write a blog for so, and it validates your claim as an expert. It validates your claim as an expert. If you can do research, publish as much research as you can. But the thing is, most of us, we don't have funding to carry out research. But the little we can do is to write blogs on our field. You say you want to be you want to be known as a public health writer or a data scientist. Write blogs about it. There's a blog I'm planning to write on M&E. I'm going to release publish it very soon. So this is something I just recently started doing. Yeah, and it has been helpful. So when you write blogs, where do you put it? That's the second question. Medium, Medium, is an app that allows you to publish your blogs for free, and people around the world get to read it. If more people read it, you could get paid. Well, I mean, that's a long journey. It's not something that will happen at the first instance. So Medium is helpful. You can publish your blog. Now, if you can use the normal blogspot.com, the blogging tool in Google, well, if that works for you, fine. You could use the blogging tool, or you could use wordpress.com, or you just go and watch a few video on how to build your own blog. But personally, I prefer Medium because Medium already have an audience that reads their publication. So you don't have to go and look for people to come and read what you wrote. Now, if somebody do a Google search and just simply search for specialists in M&E or experts in M&E, there's a possibility that you will appear in that search because, I mean, you've published a lot of blogs in it. So that's just one thing. Then another thing is you should offer free knowledge or service as much as you can, and then blog about it, write about it, put it on your profile, put it on your social media. If you can, offer free knowledge and service and all of that. Number one, it helps you build your audience. It helps you build a following. People get to know you. because you're trying to build influence in that field to enhance your career, right? So you could offer free knowledge and service. So what I advise people to do in offering this is to create and establish an emailing list. So don't just send. This is a step further. You could offer the free knowledge by maybe tweeting about stuff, or writing about stuff on LinkedIn and things that you know, knowledge about things you know, so that people will get to know you as an expert in that thing, or a voice in that thing. You could offer it online, or to take it a step further, you can use a simple tool to create an emailing list, so that people can subscribe to your mailing list, and then they will be expecting to read your mails on that area of knowledge. So I could tell people, oh, to learn more about M&E in health, in the development space, or M&E in health, you could you could subscribe to my email. So they know me as an author for monitoring and evaluation in health. So it's a niche I've carved for myself, right? So they could subscribe to my mailing list, and then I send them emails, probably monthly emails and all of that. And I was listening to John Obidi one time, and he said, if you have tons of followers on Instagram, Facebook, and whatever, that you are building on rented land, Facebook could go off at any time. Facebook could ban you at any time. Instagram could ban you. Elon Musk can sell Twitter to the next bidder, and the next bidder is bringing up crazy rules that you may not be able to keep to. And then you lose your followership, or you will not be able to communicate with your audience. It could happen at any time. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them, including LinkedIn, they are all rented land. The only land that is yours, the only marketplace that belongs to you that is not rented, is your emailing list, where people subscribe to your mailing list. Once you have that mailing list and you mail them and they hear from you from time to time, that is yours. That cannot be taken away from you by anybody, including the government of Nigeria. It belongs to you, right? Okay, so let me run. Now, I've said something about offering free knowledge or services. That helps. I recently offered free data analysis service for a project. There's a project that's going on HIV now. I wasn't expecting to be paid from it, but because I needed to attach it to my profile or to my portfolio, that I conducted data analysis for so projects. Imagine coming out to say you were the data analyst for the quality of care project that was implemented in Lagos State by UNICEF. Oh my God! You see, so I mean, offer free service and put it there. It could help you to build that credibility and visibility that you're looking for. Now, another thing is for you to attend events and connect with people. Now, the virtual events are everywhere. In short, there's an M&E event coming up soon. It's called Youth in Evaluation Week. April 24 to April 28 is the week. So if M&E tickles your fancy, you could want to attend that event. You could browse about it and get to read more about it. There's a global evaluation network called Global Eval. I think Local Eval, something. I'll check more on it. So, but there are many events happening all over the world to celebrate the Youth in Evaluation Week, right? So these are some examples of events that you could attend. It helps you to connect with other M&E professionals and all of that. So you could plug into that, and from there you could share your experience or take pictures or connect. You could do a lot by attending events. When you connect with other people, physical event is great. Those who could attend events on site, I encourage you to attend a yearly event near you. Yearly is a Young African Leadership Initiative. They usually hold events around major cities. There are events in Abuja, in Lagos, and all of that. You connect with other young people and you see what they are doing and how, especially if you have plans of maybe building a career in the development space. When I say development space, I'm talking of mostly of these development organizations, INGOs like Code, Leap Africa, There are so many NGOs like that. So if you want to build a career there, a good way to start is to attend events and hear and connect with them and hear them speak and all of that. So Yali usually holds such monthly events and all of that. I don't want to go, because of the time, I don't want to go deep into it. So now, finally, before I take questions, you need to understand that social media can be distracting. Social media can be distracting. So you need to be intentional about it. I'll end with this, then I'll take questions. Social media can be very distracting. So whatever you're doing, if you're trying to optimize it as a biomedical scientist, whatever you want to do with it, you need to be very intentional about it. When Cassandra, my classmate, started building Health Mat with Cassie, that's her Instagram handle, Health Mat from market, Health Mat with Cassie. When she started building it, it took a lot of time. When it started, it wasn't making waves. I mean, nothing was happening. It was just there, but it took some time. But the thing is that she was consistent with it, and she was intentional about it. So with time, people got to know that, oh, this girl is actually serious about this thing. Oh. So before you started building her audience, and voila, she's getting there already. So it's something that you need to stay on course, because social media can be very distracting. You could go on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter to go and try to optimize your profile, and then before you know it, Timeless by the video is trending, and you're like, what is this? Before you know it, you are carried away. Can't carry you go where you don't know. And then you spend hours and hours achieving nothing. So let's just jump right into question. It's 4:23 already. Thank you. I hope I wasn't speaking to myself.
Thank you.
No, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Do I have
Thank you so
questions?
much.
If I do, I would like to
Yeah,
take it
Mr.
now.
Mika. So please, if you have a question, you can just quickly drop it, or you can signify by raising your hands to ask for your question. I think this is one of the space. You know, everything about today's event is just about you. You need to ask question. You don't know it, ask it. There's no foolish question. All questions are question. That's why it is called question, because you need to ask. Okay. So I think this is a very good place for you to ask a question. Especially when you talk about how to maximize your social media space, as they have been giving us different examples the other time about people writing. I know a mate of mine, Victoria, for name Afolabi, I cannot remember her surname now. What she does is technical writing, and she's making a lot of money in her space just writing technical writing. And she was discussing with me that she does not even put it out there, but people just go to her LinkedIn page, they see what she does, and they ask her out to help them write this technical writing. Okay, so there are a lot of stuffs out there. So please, if you have a question, before we just have about 5 minutes left to round off this meeting. Okay, thank you so much. I will just give a space of 30 seconds to 1 minute to see if you have question. Then we take it up from there. Okay, Mr. Maker, can you quickly help us with this? For people that are in school, you know, like you said, your last statement was social media is actually distracting. How can they maximize that space with the distraction over there, and yet be able to put out something as an undergraduate, not as a somebody that have graduated from school now? I don't know if you get that, sir.
Okay, yeah, I got it perfectly. To be frank with you, as I'm speaking from experience, as an undergraduate, many of us did not have a product we were offering yet. Now, I said, when you're on social media, you need to have a product, you need to have something you are offering, a skill or something. So I would advise you spend time building that skill or product. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't open a social media account for what you're doing or put it out there. Yeah, put it out there, let people know what you're doing, yes. But personally, from my experience and from other people's experience, you're still at the nascent stage. You're still at the budding stage. So I would rather you spend time to, to build your product very well. If you need to take a course on, for instance, I am kind of gaining skills on GIS because I need to use it in my work. It's kind of becoming relevant in my work. GIS, Global Geographical Information System, GIS. So, I mean, if I knew from my undergraduate days, I would have learned GIS very well. And by now, I would have been an expert, charging people money for it. But I did not know about it then. That's just an example. So that's like, you could maybe buy courses to build your skill, or you could volunteer. For instance, if I had known about M&E so much in my undergraduate days, I would have volunteered. Now I know where to volunteer, but I can't, but I mean, gone are those days. I can't go back to undergraduate again. So volunteer if you must, so you could build skill in whatever you choose. You could, if you want to be a public health writer, start writing at that time. Then when you have this product, you can now talk about the social media. Have the product first. That's like my advice.
Okay, thank you so much. So have a product for start building, gather skill is very important. I think that's one we cannot overemphasize it. You need to start to build something now. The best time to start is now. Yeah, yesterday I've gone. The next best time to start is now. So you need to start something. Okay, so I not see any question here. Yeah, somebody was asking monitoring and evaluation. Okay, so another thing I quickly want to add is you need to start writing, like you said, write whatever you want to be going to do. Start writing it now. Don't let it be tomorrow. Okay, you can, there's something they call social media calendar. You can have a calendar. Okay, I'm posting this so day about this. Okay, so for me, one thing I do then is I write about the capacity, whatever we do every time. So when we have an outreach, maybe Yali or Yata, I write about them, talking about our impact space, what we do and how we do it. So we can take advantage of all these things and make use of them. Okay. So thank you so much, Mr. Maker, for your time today. We really do appreciate that. And again, I want to apologize that we have a little bit short over time. Okay, so there is still one more thing I need to quickly share with us before we call it. Again, this is very important. This is important. We cannot go without having this. Let me please share the slide with us. Okay, just give me seconds, please. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so I believe you can see my slide, right? Can we see the slide?
Yes, sir. We can see the slide, sir.
Yes, we can see
Okay.
the slide.
Yeah.
Can see it,
Thank
sir.
you. Yeah, thanks so much. So naturally, I supposed to spend time on this, but because our time has really gone, so we are going to just quickly just talk about one or two things about Siemens Valve. Yeah, what hosts this meeting today is a body, and the body is called Siemens Valve Nigeria. So what is Siemens Valve? Christian Medical Scientists and Basic Health Foundation, Nigeria. So if you don't know about us, you need to get to know about us. You can go to our page. We have different page. Our LinkedIn page is active. Our Instagram page is active. You can check us up, siemensvalve.ng. You can see a lot of things that we do. Yeah, part of what we do is organizing events like this for people to be exposed to what the career pathway is all about. So we have 6 objectives that we work with, but before then, I will just quickly move on. What is the vision of Siemens Valve? The food of excellent biomedical scientists and nurtured into Christ-like maturity. So we are a food, and a food that comes together in fellowship, a food that comes together with a vision, and our vision is to do what? Nurture biomedical scientists into Christ-like, not just biomedical scientists like any other place, but excellent biomedical scientists that have a goal, that are oriented. We are going somewhere. There's something we want to achieve together. So for me, while I was in 200 level, I always heard the people say that, oh, there's no work, there's no job here, there's nothing. So one of those things I put in my mind that time, I said, I don't want to be like any other person. So I started looking for information for what's going on there. Along the line, semester was hosting bioinformatics training in Babcock. I went there just to gain exposure of what is going on in this biomedical space. I just want to know. Okay, so and that is what we do here. We're a fourth of excellent biomedical scientists nurtured into Christ. Like I told you, I'm not going to take more time. So what's our mission? Our mission is to curate a fellowship that promotes the comprehensive development of biomedical research leaders. What are those? What are they committed to? They are committed to enhancing human existence through scientific platform. Why doing that? They are resolutely advancing the kingdom of Christ. Okay, so we are a fellowship. When we say fellowship, we are talking about people that have the same ideology, they have the same focus, they have the same vision, like what we have checked through before we leave that space. They are going somewhere. Okay, so we have a fellowship. Yes, our mission is to create a fellowship that promotes a comprehensive development of biomedical research leader, leaders in public health space, leaders in different sector, different space in earth science, in public health space, different space. Okay, presently we have different people across different countries that God is helping, and they ensue from this platform. We have people in Germany, we have people in Russia, we have people in UK, we have people at the Federal Ministry of Health, we have people in ESU, different space you can think of. That is what we are here to do. Okay, build up research leaders, build up leaders in different space that are committed to enhancing human existence. Okay, so how do we do this? We do this through scientific platform. Yeah, like I was sharing my experience at that time that I learned about bioinformatics while I was in 300 level, and that was what I do as a final year research. Yeah, the research that we normally do in school that everybody do. I know so many people got right during my time and stuff like that, but for me, that was not an option because Siemens have already harmed me with a skill that give me a privilege to just do in silico research. That is, we call it dry lab. So we have what we call wet lab, dry lab, so many things like that. Yeah, so those are the kind of opportunity we have as a member of Siemens. Yeah, so our mission is just this, to create a fellowship, people that comes together, they reason together, they have a focus, they are following. Okay, so what is our value? We have teamwork, innovation, spirituality, and excellence. Yeah, we'll not be able to pick all of this together. Uh, who is our key players? I said our key players because we are many. Uh, our key player is you. You are number one key player. You are number one stakeholder of Siemens BAF. Okay, because if there is no you, there is no Siemens BAF. Yeah, we create career pathway. Now I told you we have 6 objectives, and those objectives, they are wonderful. They are things that you need to sit down with, whether you're a president, whether you're an executive arm of the chapter, or you are a member. You need to know about where you belong and what we do is very, very important. I'm trying to rush so that we can meet up with time that we have already and so passed. Okay, so what we do, our focus is you are our focus, because if you don't get it right, then we keep being in the same space that we are. The anchor scripture for Siemens Bath is Ezekiel 33 to 36, 37. And one thing that the scripture is talking about is that the desolate land will be a land, it will be like Eden. Will be like Eden. Eden is characterized, is known as a place where so many things, beautiful things are. So if you go back to Genesis, you will see what is in it. There is so marvelous. So that is what God is calling us to in Siemens Bath, that as a key player, you are being called into Eden. You are being called to come and experience the abundance that we have, the resources that is in biomedical space that people are not seeing. So many people complain, all of this, but as you are not supposed to be part of those because you now have access to this fellowship. You are now an army of Siemens that understand, that have clarity. You have clarity of purpose as a biomedical scientist, as a life scientist. You have a clear vision. Okay, so that is Siemens. That is Siemens is all about you. So please, we don't want to finish this gathering without us introducing this to you. It's very important we talk about Siemens over and over again, because you need to know where you belong and where I belong, and this is how we can move far. My guy used to say this. Okay, my guy used to say this over and over. A time that we need to keep talking, and that is how we can really reach our goal. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, sir, you have the floor, sir. So, bro, Gabriel Falaya want to say some things to us.
Okay, thank you so much, the presenter and everyone that put this beautiful initiative or seminar together. I just want to recognize one of our fathers, and that's Professor Barnabas Dambono. I don't know if he can hear me. Sir, you may not.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I was excited early when I saw you on the call, and I noticed you stay all through. That's very encouraging. It can only be a youth-friendly father, who will stay all through, just to see how some of our students who have gone. Yeah, my name is Afolayan Gabriel. I graduated from University of Ilorin, Physiology Department in 2009. Work currently with the Federal Ministry of Health. And it's just to say all of the speakers today are one-time students of anatomy, physiology, who have gone ahead to find a path for themselves, and we're grateful to always bring them just to bridge the gap, so that those who are already in the market can bring in, share their experience, share their struggle, in order to help some of our upcoming students to also navigate their path. So on behalf of Siemens Valve leadership, we just want to sincerely appreciate you, and we look forward to more collaboration and your fatherly advice, even as we proceed. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this afternoon. And I don't know if you would like to say anything. We'd like to hear you. Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Afola. And I just saw the putting of this event just this afternoon when I came back from a class on the Neuroscience Society or some platform. So I said, actually, I didn't know that it was something like this. So, but out of curiosity, I said, let me just connect and hear what is happening there. And honestly, I must tell you that I'm so impressed with the presentations and with the concept and with the frame of mind that all of you have. Just yesterday, I was in the 400 level class, and these are the issues I was trying to buttress to the students. Over the years, we have encountered this story that you people are trying to write straight. And the story has been, okay, if we read anatomy, we read physiology, we read any of the biomedical sciences, what are we going to do? Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, let me say not unfortunately, fortunately for us, when we went to school, we never had that problem. And we went to school when the BSc program have just started. For instance, when BSc anatomy program started in University of Maiduguri, we were the second set. Just out of the secondary school, joining and then coming to the university and entering BSc anatomy, you don't know exactly what the focus is, but it's just for curiosity and interest. For me, for instance, I was a very good student of biology, so I developed my interest very early in biological things. And I had a to actually come across a textbook of anatomy, and I was so fascinated by the illustrations inside the textbook. So when they started anatomy at the University of Maiduguri, it was not difficult for me. I just applied straight to that. But we never had this problem that it is happening today, where students are saying, "Okay, I don't want, if I read, what am I?" Every day it has been let me use the word, evangelism. We have been preaching to the student this idea, but honestly, the idea that people have, has actually gone a little further, which is good. I had all the students, all the speakers from the beginning to the end. Kelechi, one call from Russia, I suppose.
Yes,
Then at first, oh, I actually had, that's why, like you said, I stayed throughout because it was interesting to me. And by a few months from today, possibly in June or July, we'll be having a conference of the Society of Clinical Anatomists of Nigeria, Experimental and Clinical Anatomists of Nigeria. And one of the things that we propose to address during that time is actually anatomy and entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
Yes, which I can see is one of the major focus that a lot of the people who are made president have actually.
Mm.
And like some of the speakers have said, I tell the students, you need to develop your own skills. And today I tell them, in fact, for your information, in 2005, I introduced an ICT course to the anatomy student curriculum in the department here in Ahmadu Bello University. And that was because, because because of my interest being in the ICT for some time, I felt that the student needed to appreciate that. And one of the places, like many of you have presented, is the fact that in the world of ICT today, actually there's no limitation. The limitation is the person's imagination. And I tell them all the time, I say, see, you can always try to enterprise this knowledge. As somebody who read anatomy, somebody who have read physiology or whatever, you can always get to find a place in the ICT world. You may even decide to even leave the field altogether. That is one thing the ICT has done. ICT is a no man's land. Nobody can claim that because, for instance, people who read BSc computer science cannot claim that because they read BSc computer science, they should be the only people in that. That is why the marketplace, like many times, some of you have used the word the marketplace. The marketplace is open to everybody who have the skill to come and demonstrate. Honestly, I'm very happy with the disposition that you people have. And I like it that the students will really be able to follow up conversations by the CMS, what you said?
CMS bar.
CMS bar.
Yes, sir.
That will help a lot. And that will orient the student, to have focus, to have faith, and to have hope
Yeah.
Because that is one of the things that is actually worrying the students. And
Yes.
I really commend you people. And I'm happy that you people are doing this kind of job. And just like you said, I'm open to suggestion, to advice, or to whatever. If you have any need of it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We usually organize a national conference once in a year where students across board gather for 3 days and we'll bring exciting speaker. Our own focus is majorly those who are really practicing, those with basic medical background, who are already in one career or the other. And we usually bring them closer to our student to share their own experience. And I just observed that we've not really touched the northern part of Nigeria. We've visited almost 9 universities across the south. I think maybe Zaria Ahmadu Bello University will definitely be our point of call so that we can, reach out to students, open them up to opportunity and subsequent conversation. I'll reach out to you personally to see how that can be fast track. And as we work, bring that collaboration and eye-opening seminar to all our colleagues that are in Ahmadu Bello University. So once again, thank you very, very much. And I look forward to more collaboration with you in the nearest future. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
loud and clear.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, I was just trying to thank Prof and to say that we organize annual conference, and though we have visited almost 9 universities in the South and North Central, I think we'll work now to reach out to our colleague in the Northern region. And I think Ahmadu Bello University will be very good as a first point of call. Our focus basically is to bring a professional who have background in basic medical science. We have them in Nestle, in clinic, name it, everywhere. We have people. And as they come to share their story, I'm sure students will be inspired. You can now find a mentor that suits your own interest. And, like that, build a community. And one, without one, or like yesterday, one of us got an appointment with WHO. One share his own PhD scholarship. And like this is how we're building a community. And if you're consistent in doing this, we'll discover that we'll have a chain of professionals that can give an helping hand to our colleague, even as they try to climb their career ladder. So we'll collaborate more. Prof, I will reach out to you. If you can just drop your email on the chat, I can follow up with you and see how we can bring this opportunity to our friends and colleagues as well in Ahmadu Bello University. Thank you again. And over to you, the moderator. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for that time. Thank you, Prof. We really appreciate your coming. It's just like an help to us at this time. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, I believe that where I stop, we all understand about Siemens valve, and to take the conversation forward, we will continue on our page. on our group page. If you are not in any, you can reach out to any of us. You see that flyer we have in numbers that you can reach out to, and that will help us to take the conversation forward from there. Okay, thank you so much once again. We would like to bring the program to a close. And if you have any question that we have not addressed, you can Zoom to any of those numbers, drop them, we will address them. And I believe that you receive an email. You can also reach out to the mail. We will always be available to address any of those questions you may have. Okay, thank you so much. We just close with a word of prayer. Brother J, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you so much. So can you close us up with prayer?
All right. Lord Jesus, we give you thanks and praise for this wonderful opportunity you've created for us. We thank you for the ways in which you've enlightened us to brighten our lives, even as you have projected us to be lights wherever we are. And so we uphold the banner of light, of love, and we share it among ourselves so as to brighten the corners where you've planted us. Even as we go with this assignment in mind, we pray, oh Lord, that you enable by the power of the Holy Spirit to do more for your kingdom, such that at the end of everything, all glory and adoration will be unto you. Even our lives will be productive and more fruitful, that as Isaac sowed in the land and reap in hundreds, our life will reap souls bountifully for you, for productivity and good living, and for your kingdom expansion. Thank you for our speakers in which you have used for us immensely today, for the eye openers, for the enlightenment, for relearning, and even for the fellowship which we have shared together on this platform. May your name be praised in Jesus' name. For in Jesus' name we
Amen.
Amen. So thank you so much. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Mr. Wale Afolayan. Thank you, Bro BJ.
Thank you, Brother Tolu.
Desuni, Emeka, Juliet, Obechuku, Annabelle, Eniola. Thank you so much. It's nice seeing all of you. Antiola, I can see you powerfully. Thank you so much. Ogechi, you are wonderful. President of Unilorin, Jesuni Femi, you are wonderful. Thank you, everyone. We love you and we celebrate you. Till next time we meet, let's keep networking and keep moving on. God bless you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
bye.